I guess the thing I wish that was better is the understanding of chemical and brain illness. Because your chemicals are messed up, it can cause pretty bad feelings, and sometimes for months and months and months. And some people build on it year after year after year, just never getting help. And then they do something disastrous like suicide or mass murders. Even the guy that shot John Lennon was mentally ill, So, when I see the emotional reaction of the people around me, I've never killed anyone. I don't think I've hit anyone really for years and years and years since I was an adult. But I do have temper tantrums sometimes and act inappropriately if my brain chemicals are off. So it's disastrous to push that person away when they're suffering an illness, because the psychology of it is that you don't get it. You don't understand what's going on. And it pisses you off. You get angry. Why is he doing this? I've been nice to him. And maybe the person can't see it. They don't see. It is just what they are. That is what they are at the moment. But the root and the stem is not evil. It's not the devil. It is chemical. It is a chemical imbalance. I do know a guy that's family threw him out because they thought he was possessed by the devil. So I think brain chemical analysis, I wish you could go get a blood test or MRI, and they can't. The chemicals are not in the great enough quantities that they can be measured correctly. I was thinking of Sir Ken Robinson talking about his depressed dog. And he's like, yeah, well, just go on. I'll stay in. I don't really want to walk on the leash. I don't know why it's a human quality, why humans' higher intelligence seems to run a lot in families. And sometimes if you've been jostled around or hurt or abused or stressful events, well, you're probably going to be born in a family of bipolar like I was, but nobody diagnosed it. It was just a temper. He'd slam and break things. And he never hurt me, except for that was scary. But that whole environment, plus then he couldn't make a lot of money because that's bipolar condition. But he doesn't want to be labeled mentally ill. And I'm like, well, bring change to mind, Glenn. This is an illness just like a heart attack or like diabetes. And we have to become intelligent about how we react to a person that's not behaving well, whether it's a toddler. We're all preschoolers because we're all just learning about this together. And I'm not saying I have the answers. And when I see somebody mentally ill that's not getting help, and maybe not of their own accord, they can't see it, but nobody steps in and gets them help, we need to me, I think the best would be education through public schools. We all understand what's going on. And if we are in trouble, but we don't see it, you might have friends and family that can surround you with love and say, you have to go in and get tested. You have to go in the hospital. Or you have to go see a doctor. And there's all different kinds of treatment for depression. It can be as simple as a dietary choice. It can be sunshine. Some people just need more light therapy. And some people it's just occasional. They might get it every 2 or 3 years. They feel melancholy for a few weeks. But then you have your high rollers that are back and forth. And that would be Jim Morrison. That would be Kurt Cobain. Probably Amy Winehouse. Mel Gibson for certain. Patty Duke. Me. I'm going to include myself in that group. But I think the more we talk about it, and if we can talk about it in public schools, getting information out to family, I think we'll have a lot less violence, a lot less people in prison, happier families, because that can destruct the families. If someone's suffering and they're drinking, that can, instead of getting treatment and drinking, you're going to lose your family anyway. So it is important. Mental health is probably the most important health issue we have of this day and age. Well, cancer too, but we can't learn to treat that if we're not mentally well. Thank you, and creative.